This case is about Mr. Webb, who has been accused by Miss Cole of being the father of her baby. But Mr. Webb is too confident and pretty sure that he isn't the father, as he'd never had sex with her, and Miss Cole is only doing this to create problems in his relationship with Miss Reams, who strongly stands in his support. This makes the case a hell of a lot more mysterious and confusing. Let's see where it all started.
You've never had sex with her?
No.
Yeah, he did.
She's a liar. She's crazy.
Well, this case is gonna need some seriously sound evidence, since the defendant claims that he has not ever been intimate with Miss Cole. Let's now hear what makes Miss Cole believe that he is the baby's father.
And I know he stayed with me for 2 months, and he slept in my bed with me for 1 night, and we had sex. April 11th.
That's when you believe you conceived your daughter?
Yeah.
Till now, it makes the audience feel like Mr. Webb might be hiding the truth to save his relationship with Miss Reams. But something comes up that leaves everyone astonished.
She had sent me an ultrasound saying, that's a 3D photo. Tell me she don't look like you. Are you that crazy? How crazy are you that do I look like an ultrasound?
That was a crazy thing to say. Further, Miss Cole confesses about her other partner, who could be her baby's father. But what makes her sure about Mr. Webb is...
I was for certain that the other guy was the dad until my due date got changed a month ahead, which would make him the dad.
We would never have found out how the pregnancy came about unless this other guy popped up.
But Mr. Webb says he never slept with you.
And he did.
But he did.
For sure, yeah. It was a lousy, 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, Your Honor.
Okay.
Apart from just solving and concluding a case, Judge Lauren Lake has to deal with such outrageous moments too, and the look on her face is just worth watching.
Ms. Cole, without being too graphic, are there any other details, specifics that you can share that would prove your case?
Oh gosh, this must have made Judge Lauren regret asking for more details. Miss Cole was just too outspoken. Furthermore, we see that there lies a great difference between the complexion of the baby and Mr. Webb. But Miss Cole is just very determined to prove that he is the biological father.
Look at the nose.
Of Mr. Webb and Majestic.
She needs glasses too.
Definitely.
You believe there's a resemblance?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Well, I don't see any resemblance either. With no more delay, let's finally hear the results of this hilariously mysterious case.
Mr. Webb, you are not her father.
We hope that the results have made Miss Cole realize who the father is and what steps she has to take for her baby's better life ahead. In this episode of Paternity Court, we have a case of Mr. White, who claims that his pregnant wife and the mother of other 3 kids has been cheating on him throughout their marriage. And now, with no more tolerance left, he is here to find if the kids are his, specifically his 3rd child, Savannah. He believes that the DNA results would decide if he has to give another chance at his marriage or go for a divorce.
You just don't have any trust in this relationship.
No, because from a week after we got married until February of this year, I've been catching her cheating constantly.
Mrs. White admits to the court her constant cheating, but she has a reason for it. Let's hear what it is.
I have abandonment issues because I was adopted. So if he's not showing me the love and affection that I need.
Well, that's a strange complaint, Mrs. White. I heard love only starts to matter when it comes from the person you want and not just from anybody like that.
Until she admittedly told me when Savannah was 6 months old that there was a 50-50 chance that Savannah wasn't mine.
Mr. White further shares a few pieces of evidence to prove Mrs. White's affair with her ex-boyfriend and also another guy.
I have text messages proof right here.
Ms. White says, my body's naked, wishing you was in this bed with me.
We believe this evidence out here in the court must have put Mrs. White in great embarrassment. But this is not it. There's a lot more to come.
Oh, this is another guy. This is not the ex-boyfriend's name. He says, laying here horny.
The proof not only revealed the truth about Mrs. White, but also gave way to Judge Lauren's sarcastic remarks, which made it hilarious for the audience. Moreover, Mr. White also shares a few inappropriate pictures, which Mrs. White had been sending to other guys.
This next photo is a picture we can't even show.
As an explanation for this inappropriate evidence, Mrs. White says she didn't sleep with the other guy, except that they had a chit-chat on Valentine's Day. Judge Lauren Lake has a pretty funny and sarcastic reply to this.
We didn't even do anything on Valentine's Day. We just sat there and talked.
He sends you a picture of his penis and you go over and talk?
Yeah.
Jerome, they must have changed my name to Boo Boo the Fool down there on this thing.
Despite being exposed, Mrs. White denies that she slept with the other guy on Valentine's Day until...
Did you sleep with the other man in February on Valentine's Day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finally, with Mrs. White admitting her cheating, Judge Lauren Lake announces the DNA results for Savannah's paternity.
Mr. White, you are her father.
Mr. White is relieved and happy, but there is still something he has to be prepared for, and it's the DNA results of his other kids, including the baby on the way.
Mr. White, you are the child's biological father.
Thank you.
The next episode is about Mr. Haskell, who claims that he is not the biological father of Miss Connolly's 9-month-old daughter, Blair. The couple had met at the pizza shop where Miss Connolly worked. Now Mr. Haskell believes that he is being trapped since he is a famous singer, and so Miss Connolly is only after his popularity. Let's first hear Mr. Haskell's side of the story.
That's a lie. She called me a week later, indicating that she was locked out from her home.
It's a lie.
Stating that she needed a shower to go to work.
Mr. Haskell tells the court that it was always Miss Connolly who first made the move and never him. He only intended to have a casual relationship with her, but Miss Connolly was way too much into him.
You believe she buttered your mom up, meaning she created a friendship with your mother and then somehow convinced her to move in because somehow she ended up with keys, and that wasn't your doing.
Haha, winning the trust of a mother of a guy who isn't interested won't do any good, Miss Connolly. Further, after being sent out from Mr. Haskell's home, Miss Connolly moved back to Texas, where she is said to have slept with his roommate.
Were you also having sex with the man in Texas?
Yes, but the time frame is different. We were good friends if we were involved, but it's not around the time that I...
So now we know that this is where the paternity doubt stems from. Before the DNA results are read, Mr. Haskell sings a song expressing that he isn't the father.
Does she want a bag of brother like me, huh? Knowing my potential and I'm focused in every way. I just want to say that ain't my baby.
Finally, we are going to find out if Mr. Haskell has been trapped or if he is the biological father of the baby in question.
When it comes to 9-month-old Blair Connolly, you are her father.
The case ends with Mr. Haskell being very happy and embracing his daughter for the first time and from now on forever. The next case is about Mr. McKee, who refuses to be the father of Miss Thomas's son as the baby doesn't take after him at all. He believes that since he met Miss Thomas on a dating website and the fact that she also has several other kids from different guys, she could be pinning this baby on him.
When you found out she was pregnant, what were you thinking, sir?
But she called me when she was like 3 months pregnant. I know I got a phone call, I was at work, and I told her I'd call her back, but I ended up blocking her number.
Whoa, that was the easiest way out. Mr. McKee didn't stay in touch with her until she gave birth to the baby and tried to reach him again.
He was like, send me some pictures. He was at work then. He's like, send me some pictures. So I sent him some pictures. And he's like, that's my baby. Are you sure that's my baby?
You gotta listen to what Mr. McKee thinks the baby looks like.
Mr. McKee, she sent you a text with the picture of the baby.
The baby look like he can be for Donald Trump.
This case has one quite astounding confession that makes it a lot more interesting and unusual.
So you have twins on the way?
No, not twin, but 2 different women.
You talk about me though.
Mr. McKee boldly tells the court that he would be coming again for the paternity of his twins as well. Judge Lauren becomes speechless, but she has a piece of advice for him, and here is what it is.
So the question of the day becomes, when are you gonna start wearing a condom?
Now it's time to announce the DNA results to find out if the baby is the product of Donald Trump or Mickey. Oops, I mean McKee.
You are not the father.
The results leave Miss Thomas disappointed and emotional, but she now knows to whom the baby belongs.